This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's blog, Zalma on Insurance. Today we need to remind everyone that insurance fraud is a violent crime. And even when the criminal pleads guilty to murder for insurance and then tries to withdraw his plea, he will seldom be successful. In the state of Ohio versus Darin Brusiter, the Court of Appeals of Ohio 8th District in Cuyahoga County, on October 19, 2029, dealt with Mr. Brusiter's appeal for the third time from a trial court's denial of his post-sentence motion to withdraw his guilty plea. In April of 2011, Brusiter was charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder, with murder for hire and firearm specifications, kidnapping, insurance fraud, and tampering with evidence in relation to the killing of Asia Harris. Harris's husband, Samuel Wilson, was also charged in the same indictment. Brusiter filed a motion to suppress the statements he made to the police as being in violation of Miranda versus Arizona. On May 2, 2012, the court denied the motion, and that same day he pled guilty to 1 count each of aggravated murder, kidnapping, insurance fraud, and tampering with evidence. The court sentenced Brusiter to an agreed term of 33 years to life in prison. Brusiter filed a direct appeal of the trial court's denial of his motion to suppress, and the Court of Appeals earlier affirmed Brusiter's convictions, finding he waived his right to appeal pre-trial rulings when he pled guilty. In finding that Brusiter waived his right to challenge the denial of his motion to suppress, the Court of Appeals also concluded that the record on appeal affirmatively demonstrated that Brusiter entered a voluntary, knowing, and intelligent guilty plea as required by statute. Brusiter filed a second motion to withdraw his guilty plea, and in this motion Brusiter argued that there were 2 apparently specious reasons he should be allowed to withdraw his guilty plea, including that he had bad lawyers. The trial court summarily denied both motions to withdraw his guilty plea. The Court of Appeal, analyzing the issues, reviewed the trial court's ruling on a motion to withdraw a guilty plea for abuse of discretion. The presumption of prejudice recognized in precedent applies regardless of whether a defendant has signed an appeal waiver. Brusiter's 2020 motion to withdraw his guilty plea, which alleged ineffective assistance of counsel and the improper denial of his motion to suppress, was barred by the doctrine of res judicata. Brusiter filed a direct appeal in which he challenged the trial court's denial of his motion to suppress. The Court of Appeal 3 times affirmed Brusiter's convictions, finding that he waived his right to challenge the denial of his motion to suppress by pleading guilty. The Court of Appeals also found that Brusiter's guilty plea was voluntary, knowing, and intelligent for the second or third time. Therefore, the trial court did not abuse its discretion by denying Brusiter's motion to withdraw his guilty plea without holding a hearing, and the motion was filed almost 9 years after he pled guilty to aggravated murder and other offenses associated with the death of Harris. In my opinion, although life insurance fraud by murder is a seriously violent crime, Mr. Brusiter decided it was important to plead guilty with a guaranteed sentence of only 33 years rather than a death sentence. He abused the kindness of the courts of Ohio by filing multiple motions and appeals to withdraw his plea. It didn't work, and since he's in jail for at least another 20 or more years, it made no sense to punish him further or seek monetary sanctions he could not pay. But any further appeals or motions should be summarily dismissed without an opinion, and he should be allowed to peacefully serve the remainder of his at least 33-year term in prison. This video was adapted from my blog, Zelma on Insurance, which is available free to anyone who clicks on the URL zelma.com/blog. You can subscribe to the blog, and you will receive notice of every blog posting, usually 5 or 6 a week, and you will also have access to the more than 4,500 blog postings. You can also subscribe to the videos at rumble.com and at youtube.com, all of which are free. And if you do, I'd appreciate it if you click on the like button at YouTube and the thumbs up button at rumble.com, and please subscribe to the videos. And if you're interested in further detail about insurance, insurance claims, insurance law, and insurance fraud, please consider subscribing for a very small fee to my Substack publications. Thank you for your attention.